Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was great. I went to my half-brother's house and big old meal. Ate too much, took a break, had seconds. Yeah, how's yours?
It's good. I don't know, I think that I'm just coming out of that age where, like, you know, when you're younger and you're like, maybe I'll prove to myself and my family that I can do holidays on my own.
Yeah.
And you do that so many times that eventually you're finally like, oh, I see now why my mom wanted me to come home, and I see now why I should be with my parents for holidays.
Start.
Indiana, Tuesday, I'll be there.
It's my fault.
What?
This whole thing, it's not fair to you.
Okay, start over, if you will. You don't have to stop looking at her, because you're
Right.
just running lines. You don't have to literally pretend like you're on a phone,
Right.
okay? I interrupted you about Thanksgiving. What was the last? I didn't quite understand what you meant.
Just that I think that this was one of those final Thanksgivings from my younger rebellious period before I'm like, oh, I think I really need to prioritize being with my family for the holidays. I understand that that's like a weighty answer.
Sure.
Indiana, Tuesday, I'll be there.
It's my fault.
What?
It's not fair to you, this whole thing.
Tell me, let me help.
I took advantage of you. And the worst part of it is that I'm not alone. I did it with a kid. I just thought that I was on some wild ride where I was in love enough for the both of us. I pretended that...
How many people were at your Thanksgiving?
I was with...
No, I'm talking about.
13?
Wow.
Did you have to cook?
No, I didn't cook.
Go on with the line.
I just thought I was in love enough for the both of us that I pretended that the proposal by the car was real, even though it might have been hypothetical. And I did it, and at least I could do something about it now.
Well, I'm not the guy who runs. I stick.
I don't need you to stick.
You want
I don't know.
my soul or something?
Why not?
Or what if I'm just not built that way?
Okay, you're starting to play the scene. Naughty boy. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
In other words, you're making sense of the text.
Right.
Okay. How do you not do that? It's hard. So go back a little bit and tell me what I still don't really understand. You've matured enough to where you don't have to. Are you saying you're no longer going to balance, which is really what this movie is about? It's about balancing one's work, desire to be successful,
Sure.
and one's life.
Yeah.
You know, is that what you were saying? Is that you think you've grown past the point where you don't have to be the son, or did I mishear you?
I think that I've grown to the point where I want to be the son, if that makes sense. I think that there was a
Say
while
the
there where I
lines.
wanted to be like an independent.
Go into stick,
Sorry.
thinking of right where you are. In other words, the subtext is what is not stick.
Right.
That's the text. The subtext is right where what you're talking about
Yeah.
being the son.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
So start with what you meant about being the son, and then you decide when you want to go into stick.
What I'm trying to say is that moving forward, if I can work it out that I'm with my family on the holidays, that would be ideal. Well, I'm not the guy who runs, I stick.
I don't need you to stick.
You want my soul or something.
Why not? I deserve that.
What if I'm just not built that way?
I think we made a mistake here.
What if it's true? Great at friendship, bad at intimacy. I mean, come on, it was the theme of my Bachelor film, for God's sake.
I know. I watched it. I sort of know it by heart.
Okay? Did you feel anything different at all? Did you feel, and I'm not sure, did you feel a burden was lifted of having to play the scene, of make sense of the scene?
Yeah, definitely becomes more comfortable.
Yeah.
But in a weird way, it worked. It was more comfortable, but it also frustrated me as her because I wanted to talk to him about this, and I felt like we had to be so casual about things, if that makes sense.
I think so.
I liked it. It felt like it felt great. Like it did feel like a burden was lifted. But I felt like things came up, but I couldn't. But it was cool that I couldn't let those out.
But you can.
When we're running lines?
Yes. In
Okay.
other words, if you're not trying to act it
Yeah.
and it's happening by itself, don't stop it.
It's hard because I find myself trying not to act.
But what do we do in life? Are we, in other words, right now at this table,
Yeah.
are we acting? You're an actress. Mm-hmm. You're an actor. You got the parts. We have the couple of hours to do this. What is it, a 2-minute scene? And we're kind of being nice to each other. But we're different, I think, in terms of colors that we have. Mm-hmm. When we get up in the morning, we're not this, are we? No. And we're trying to deal with our nervousness, me included. So the acting is, so we're still acting now. It's hard not to act.
Yeah.
It's a state of living. What I'm trying to do is to take the text out of your hands, because in life, the text is the least amount. The text is a disguise. And you do your best work when you don't know or haven't decided how it should come out. Let's say you had to do this scene tomorrow. You had to continue it tomorrow. And you finished work today and you got a call from your agent and you said, I got a great job for you. It starts tomorrow. No, I can't. I'm working with, with Molly here and we got another day. You can't do it. You're going to give up this co-lead with dinner, whatever. What do? There's the work. There's the real work. So I don't need the answer, but I see, oh, there's Nick. And the same is true with Molly. You're not married, I presume? Never had kids?
No.
You don't even answer. Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Have you had that battle of saying, I have to have a kid by this age or I'll never be able to do it, but I have all of this stuff. You should give yourself unanswered questions that you yourself have not been able to solve. That's close to the material. So give yourself the problems here. Even though the text supports more of a certainty, don't allow yourself to get lost in the certainty of the text. As my friend Brando, who I never met, once said, unless I know how I think as that character, I can't play that character. So the character is still you, but if I start to get closer to the way that part of me thinks, how much have I said, do you understand?
I'd like to think it's all resonating,
Yes.
honestly, but
How much of I said do you think is bullshit?
I like to think none of it.
One of you asked the other very, very personal stuff. Very personal stuff. You don't have to answer. You can also lie. We ain't gonna know. But get personal before you get into the scene. Don't talk to the characters.
Okay.
Talk to each other. I don't think, personally, that you should ever be talking to the characters. That's what the audience does. Mm-hmm. You don't know each other. You just met. The script says you've had an affair. That should be part of the dynamic. What's it like to be in bed with each other? What's it like to sleep with this person? What's it like? I wonder if this person is like the character. In other words, even in the so-called most intimate moments, is this person I'm acting with objectifying the experience? See, this is the stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you don't, put yourself in in that place. I'm saying the opposite, probably, of what is usually said. How courageous can you be? And that's what I said, ask personal questions, talk. You know, you want an as if? Yeah, you guys got to get married by tomorrow morning. Or not. So, you know, this is the day you make the decision. If the other one is the one for you. You don't know what your next choice is going to be if you decide not to. Is that all helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to walk over here and sit here. It's yours. It's yours. This is your time to fuck around with this thing called your art. The seeming contradiction is you're doing it in front of 50 people, whatever. I disagree when I hear known actors say, everybody in the room disappears. Bullshit. It doesn't happen. They're right here. And they're members of your family now. And you're members of their family. They're part of it. Personal shit, I want first. And then you go into it the way you want.